Sedrick, Dennis? All right, does David have one? How about Ivan Maisel or Chuck Culpepper? All right, let's go with Mike Griffith. Mike Griffith, do you have a question?
Yes, I cover the team. Sedrick, the noise today, obviously you were the home team. I guess I kind of wanted to just follow up on that road game. I never really got to ask you about that, and I'll follow with a question on this game. Just the way you were able to control the snap in a hostile environment last week, and then as far as this week, the momentum, and could you feel a difference in the second half?
Definitely. Last week, Auburn definitely had I guess you could say hostile environment, but it was something that we looked forward to. It was definitely something that we wanted, something that, we embraced. Coming back home, we have great fans, they amp up the noise for the opposing team. So you can definitely feel the energy shift, and just knowing that you have all of those, thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, supporting you is just amazing.
Okay, Seth Emerson, do you have a question?
Sedrick, can you, I guess, kind of sum up what the atmosphere was on this? Did you feel anything different in the stadium? I mean, I know you haven't been around here very long, but I've been here a while, and it seemed louder today than I guess it had been before.
Yeah, definitely. Just from what I've experienced, from my first year here, and then the times I've came as a recruit, it definitely was really loud today. It was so loud to the point it was kind of hard, for us to hear each other talking to each other, on the sideline when the defense was on the field. So it was definitely really loud, and we credit the fans to that. Appreciate them for that.
How about Connor Riley and then Jake Rowe? Connor, do you have a question?
I do. Hey, Sedrick, what's it like blocking Jordan Davis every day in practice, and especially now as he makes an impact on special teams, blocking field goals and extra points and whatnot?
It's amazing blocking Jordan Davis every day at practice. I think the best thing for me is it gives me a challenge. Blocking a guy of that caliber is definitely helpful because, he makes me better every day. And, also, too, just being able to help him, he's told me as well that, I help him get better. So it's just iron sharpens iron thing, and it's a great thing to compete every day.
Jake Rowe, do you have a question?
I do. Sedrick, on one hand, you guys, kind of allowed 5, I think, tackles for a loss today. On the other hand, you had, 4 or 5 runs of 19, 18 yards or more. What kind of goes into, the up and down of that? It seemed like, it was almost a little bit feast or famine in the run game. Would you agree with that? And what do you think went into it?
I'll say this. I think Kentucky had a really good team, great defense, but I think we adjust, man. Playing football, things may not always go your way, but you adjust, you keep playing ball. That's just the way it goes. You just, you keep playing, you keep chopping, and, do what you're taught to do.
All right, next we'll go with Jed May, then Davis Baker. Jed?
Yeah, Sedrick, just what is it like watching this tight end room with the athletic freaks y'all got from Darnell to Brock and John? Just what is it like playing with those guys and seeing them, contribute on the field like that?
It's amazing. Basically you have a bunch of athletic offensive linemen. So it's definitely a great thing, to have those guys playing next to you. And then, it's almost a sense of, I don't want to say entitlement, but just a sense of appreciation when you see those guys, catching passes and doing what they do, because those guys are the ones who are blocking right next to you and helping you contribute to the run game. So it's a great feeling.
Sedrick, did it feel like Kentucky was the most physical team that you've played so far this year? And why do you think that the play action passing game was, working so well tonight for the second straight week?
I think Kentucky had a physical team, but we have a physical team as well. Every game, you go in with the mindset of you want to attack and you want to be physical. So it just goes into that. As far as the play action game, I think it's just a combination of, when you get to running the ball well and, you get a couple of pop runs, people start to, crowd the box a little bit more. So that's just really what it is.
Catherine Lewis and then Tyler Griffith. Catherine, do you have a question?
No question.
Okay, Tyler Griffith.
Hey, can you talk for a second about Jamari and then how important that he is to the offensive line? And then also, has he helped with you, contributed to your development?
Well, I'll say this. Jamari is a great guy. Definitely a guy that I look to as a younger player. I look up to Jamari, just because he's always giving me knowledge and giving me the things that I need to get through sometimes, and I may not have it. So just having that kind of wisdom around you, it definitely helps, whether it's picking up on small things, safety rotations, and, different things like that, because he's been around so long, it definitely helps. He's a guy that I appreciate and a guy that definitely helps gets us going.
All right, Ryan Dennis and then Reggie Chapman. Ryan, do you have a question?
I think I'm good, Lynn. Thank you, man.
Okay. Reggie, did you have a question?
I'm good too, thanks.
Okay. All right, we have a couple more minutes with Sedrick. We'll open it up. If anybody has any more questions for Sedrick?
Yeah, hey Sedrick, that fumble that Kendall jumped on there, how big was that for you guys? And what does it say about Kendall that he's able to make a heads up play like that?
Well, it was unfortunate, but I know, me personally, I knew it was a fumble. So I kind of just remember just screaming to Kendall, go and get the ball, because I'm running right behind him. And I don't think Kentucky realized it yet that it was a fumble. So just having the awareness of like, hey man, this could possibly be a fumble because the whistle hasn't been blown yet. I think it was huge because, you never know, football is a game of momentum. So you never want to give the opposing team too much momentum.
All right,
Hey,
we have any
Sedrick.
other-
Hey, Sedrick, this is Chris Seidel from Hermanson Radio in Baltimore. Congratulations on the win today. What was it like being number one for the first full week of football?
It feels good, but at the same time, though, we haven't really accomplished our goals yet. It's just really take things week by week and keep continuing to get better. It feels great, and we're definitely appreciative, but at the same time, our end goal is not to be number one in week 7.
Sedrick, you strike me as a veteran. You're only a freshman, and yet you sound like an old hat at this. When did you start to settle in and feel as comfortable as you sound right now? First game, second game, when would you pinpoint it when you felt like you were really settled into those cleats?
Probably fall camp. For me, it was probably fall camp. It was a mindset shift. Hey man, if my number's called, I need to be ready. I need to be able to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do, because if these guys are depending on me, I don't want to be the one to let everyone down. So I would say around fall camp, and also too, when Warren ended up getting hurt, and there were guys like Quay Walker, Jordan Davis, like, hey man, said we believe in you. Like, go and do what you know how to do best, because at that point, I was showing it in practice, but I was unproven in the game. So just having those leaders of the defense and guys on the offense to come to me and be like, hey man, we believe in you. So I would say probably around fall camp.
Got time for 2 more with Sedrick. If anybody has them?
Yes, Sedrick, it seemed like you guys, faced a little bit of adversity, specifically towards the end of the first half. Hadn't played in, a game that close in a while. I guess, what was your mindset going into halftime and coming out and having that successful third quarter?
My mindset was just to keep chopping, just keep playing ball. Don't get discouraged, have composure and connection, and just keep doing what we're taught to do. I think Coach Smart does a great job. I would say hammering in our 4 core values. So just having that connection and composure just to, keep it going.
All right, does anybody have a final question for Sedrick? Okay, thank you, Sedrick. We'll be up with James Cook momentarily.